this is Duncan Lievi for Lievi on Sports and TV. This is a quick review of the Roger Federer versus Marin Cilic match recently concluded at the French Open 2021. So, spoilers ahead, this is your chance to click away if you don't know the result yet. Now, with that said, Roger Federer with a 4-set victory. He won 6-2, 2-6, 7-6, 6-2. 4 sets, a grinding match, 2.5-hour match, one which was revolving around the one instance where Roger Federer was given a time violation, to the surprise of pretty much everybody, because Federer has the reputation to be a very quick player between the points. I cannot recall any match in which he's gotten a time violation. He's always rather quick to get the towel and get ready for the next point. And the entire thing essentially just created a bit of a misunderstanding between the players. In the post-match scrum or interview, Roger, in hindsight, kind of apologized if he had read the situation wrong as well. So there was no bad blood after the match between Cilic and Federer. That aside, focusing more on Federer's play. This is a massive victory for Roger because his level, his peaks were pretty high. He himself said that he surprised himself with the level of play, and to go into a little bit of detail as to what that means, there are a few examples. So his backhand was being targeted from the beginning by Cilic. It was not working in the first set because Cilic was not playing up to his ability. Cilic was missing simple returns. There was a common error in his game where Federer would cut the ball, slice the ball from his backhand onto Cilic's backhand or forehand when Cilic ran around the backhand to convert it, and he would not get that shot back. So there were a lot of uncharacteristic errors from Marin Cilic in the first set, which Roger very easily won 6-2. In the second set, we saw Roger Federer being distracted because of that controversy surrounding the time violation, after which Cilic took charge and then he broke Roger twice on his way to win the second set. The third set was also very telling as to where Roger's mental game is as of this moment. It's an ongoing process. Federer's return to the tour is an ongoing process. It's not going to stop even at the end of the French Open. It is going to be a season-long assessment of where he is and how he is responding, how his body is responding to all the wear and tear that he's going to put his body through during the course of 2021. That said, during the course of this match, I was in a way very glad that he had to go through that controversy because it seemed to fire him up. I have said in the previous review of Federer's last match at Doha, no, I did not cover Geneva, but in the video about Doha, I had mentioned that in his interviews, Roger is very humble and modest and grateful to be back on the tour. And all that is, of course, brilliant. He is a very humble, respected figure in the locker room and a giant presence in terms of aura and legacy. But for him to win matches, respect is not going to win him matches. Respect does not win the next gen any matches against the big three. So something that I found lacking in his demeanor, and maybe this is just me reading it on the surface of what it appears to me, maybe he still has a very real aggression in his belly, which is probably the case. But I don't think he's channeling that nearly enough. He's very happy to be there, humble, not energetic, and certainly not very aggressive. But I saw that side immediately after that time violation incident, and there was a fire in his belly, and you could see that with the come-ons and all the exclamations in his shots, and also his roars where he goes, "Ah yes," or "come on." You could see that he was starting to get behind himself in a way, allowing himself to fire almost on all cylinders. His backhand came up to save him on a few occasions because it was clear what Cilic was trying to do. He was constantly hitting clean shots. Cilic was not playing bad by any stretch of the imagination except for the first set. Cilic was targeting Roger's backhand constantly, and the bounce was pretty high on some occasions, in which case Roger just hit it back from a very high level, lobbed it almost, and that was a successful defensive strategy for Federer for the most part. There were instances where Roger made his classic error of shanking the backhand, which also caused him to lose a few points. On the whole, the backhand was very solid. Not very, it was solid. And it also bailed him out of a couple jams during the course of this match. especially when he got the break in the third set, which he would later surrender back. But on his way to winning that game, I think it was up love 40, lost 2 points. Then there was a backhand to backhand exchange, and then Cilic turned it to his forehand and still continued to target Roger's backhand. And then Federer came up big with a down the line backhand to get that break. So he was betting on himself, Federer was, and he tried to take control of the match. The biggest takeaway from this match is Federer's mentality going into the matches. Federer's mental game does not get enough respect, mostly because of his more prominent cases of being secondary or coming up short in the mental game, especially against Djokovic in the Wimbledon 2019 final. But anyway, this match could be used as a much more telling barometer as to where he is physically, mentally, and also his recovery going into the third round match. So Federer seemed fine. He seemed fresh. He had energy around the end of the third set into going into the tiebreak, and then he had more than enough ease and elegance, and also precision, even more importantly, in his game to finish Cilic off in the fourth set without much issues, without a lot of issues. The great thing is we get to see him play for another round and see where his performance is. On the whole, it was a very successful outing. The biggest edge that Federer probably gained, even for his own assessment, is that he faced some adversity during the course of this match. I was not sure how confident I was about his victory going into the third set after Federer had lost his composure. He did not yell, or he did not raise his voice at all during the course of his back and forth with the umpire regarding the time violation. But it did throw him off a little bit. But all in all, I just want him to regain the killer instinct that he once had, instead of being this old man, skillful Federer. And that might never really transpire fully. His PR is impeccable, very respectful, very humble, and of course that's part of why I'm very respectful toward him as a person. But on the court, I hope he regains a bit of that killer instinct and that edge that has won him so many tournaments and matches. That said, it's all good so far in the tournament. From a Federer point of view, Nadal is in the second round, about to play. He probably is already playing, very likely going on to the third round. Novak Djokovic is also through. Federer will play the German player Kupfer in the next round, at which point I might have another video to make. Until then, this is Duncan Lievi. See you next time.